Organic material from Mars reveals the likely origin of life's building blocks. Two samples from Mars together deliver clear evidence of the origin of Martian organic material. This study presents solid evidence for a prediction made over a decade ago that could be key to understanding how organic molecules, the foundation of life, were first formed here on Earth. In a meteor crater on the red planet, a solitary robot is moving about. Right now, it is probably collecting soil samples with a drill and a robotic arm, as it has quite a habit of doing. NASA's Curiosity rover has been active on Mars as the extended arm of science for nearly 12 years, and it continues to make discoveries that surprise and challenge scientists' understanding of both Mars and our own world here on Earth. Most recently, the discovery of sedimentary organic material with particular properties has had many researchers scratching their heads. The properties of these carbon-based materials, in particular the ratio of its carbon isotopes, surprised researchers. Organic materials with such properties, if found on Earth, would typically be a sign of microorganisms, but they can also be the result of non-biological chemical processes. The find obviously had researchers scrambling for a clear answer, but nothing seemed to fit. However, for the research collaboration behind a new study published in Nature Geoscience, there has been little hair-scratching and much enthusiasm. In fact, the discovery on Mars provided the missing piece that made everything fall into place for this group of researchers from the University of Copenhagen and the Tokyo Institute of Technology. As co-author and chemistry professor Matthew Johnson puts it, it is the smoking gun needed to confirm a decade-old theory of his about so-called photolysis in Mars's atmosphere. With the Curiosity sample, the new research is able to prove with reasonable certainty that the sun broke down carbon dioxide in the Martian atmosphere billions of years ago, as the old theory predicted, and that the resulting carbon monoxide gradually reacted with other chemicals in the atmosphere, synthesizing complex molecules, and thus providing Mars with organic materials. Such carbon-based complex molecules are the prerequisite of life, the building blocks of life, one might say, said Johnson. Photolysis means that the sun's ultraviolet rays provide molecules with energy to perform a chemical transformation. According to the research, this happened in the Martian atmosphere, where 20% of carbon dioxide molecules were split into oxygen and carbon monoxide. In earlier research, Johnson and colleagues showed that carbon dioxide containing the carbon-12 isotope is photolysed more quickly than the heavier isotope carbon-13. Over time, carbon monoxide is produced that is depleted in carbon-13, and carbon-13 builds up in the remaining carbon dioxide. This results in so-called isotopic enrichment in carbon dioxide and depletion in carbon monoxide, like mirror images of each other or the two halves of a broken plate. Because of this, Johnson and his colleagues were able to make very precise predictions of the ratio of carbon isotopes after photolysis. And this gave them two distinctive fingerprints to look for. One of these was identified in a different Martian sample years ago. We actually have a piece of Mars here on Earth, which was knocked off that planet by a meteorite, and then became one itself when it landed here on Earth. This meteorite, called Allen Hills 84001 for the place in Antarctica where it was found, contains carbonate minerals that form from carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, said Johnson. Researchers hope to find the same isotopic evidence on Earth, but this has yet to happen, and it could be a much bigger challenge because our geological development has changed the surface significantly compared to Mars. It is reasonable to assume that the photolysis of carbon dioxide was also a prerequisite for the emergence of life here on Earth, in all its complexity, said Johnson.